And the state of California with a ton of people.
Yeah. One team. It's a pretty dominant team.
Pretty good team.
Pretty good team.
I'd take Stanford. Here we go. Florida wearing their blue uniforms trimmed with orange. Taking on the Golden Knights. Florida the 10 seed, UCF the 7 seed in this Bridgeport region. And right off the bat, Florida gets onto the scoring sheet as we take a look at today's Capital One starting lineups. We talked about Battles and Kaba. Shania Merton's transfer, also giving them some quality minutes. Sanders, another one of the captains, and Destiny Thomas rounding out the top 5 for the American champions. Used to playing in this building. UConn only in its second year in the Big East after being in the American for several seasons, would take on UCF, and the winner of this game gets UConn on Monday. There's Coach Abe. Was the America East Coach of the Year, 3 years at Albany when she took her team to 5 straight NCAA tournaments that included a win over Florida. Underneath, drawing the foul, was Masani Kaba. And the 2 graduates in the starting lineup for the Golden Knights. Ricards picks up the foul for Florida.
When we were watching practice yesterday, Coach Abe talking to her team about the fact that they needed to be aggressive offensively. They need to make sure that they take open shots, get the ball inside, be confident on the offensive end of the floor. And I like going to Masani Kaba early and establishing that low block position.
In Dorchester, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. So you figure she's got some people in the stands. We're a couple of hours away from Boston. Take a look now at the Capital One starting lineups for the University of Florida, one of 9 teams from the SEC to get in. Best nickname in the tournament, Zippy Broughton. Ricards, Moore, De Oliveira, and Faith Duke. You already saw Faith get a bucket. Zippy, the 5'7" senior, is a Rutgers transfer. One game against Ole Miss, torched him with 6 threes, but boy, a lot of the offensive load having to shift to different shoulders now with Smith out.
You can't try to go over the top of that with Diamond Battles. That elevator screen, you have to be right on her hip and try to fight your way through it, because if they close it too late, it's a moving screen. But if Diamond Battles has that much space, she's going to knock that down all day.
Oh my goodness, and Thomas with the emphatic block on the other side.
Really good defense. We talked about it, right? UCF is a team that is just hungry. They swarm. They're getting hands on the ball. Their activity level is high. Faith Duke, another 2 off of the inbound play.
Duke, the junior from Vancouver, has played on some Canadian national teams. Has all 4 of their points so far. Thomas could not corral the rebound, and it goes over to Florida. Knights coming in with 25 wins, just 1 loss in conference during the regular season.
Well, you're going to see this 1-2-2 for the entire 40-minute ball game. Aggressive, active. You can see Thomas getting a hand on that ball.
And the best scoring defense in the country. And that's a blocking foul right on the baseline. Slow getting up, but looks like everybody's going to be all right.
Tay Sanders attacking the baseline. De Oliveira didn't get herself in position.
10 senior from Brazil. De Oliveira picks up the personal foul. Coach Abe with a early substitution. And then attacking the rim, Kaba. Another third-team all-conference performer, and there's that defense that just never ends for the Knights.
And the energy. I mean, watch Masani Kaba's energy level, her body language. We saw her the hype man in the huddle before the game. Her energy and activity level on defense. It is so important to have that player that sets the tone from an energy standpoint.
And you see what she has meant to this program. Top 10 in those major categories. Masani, one of 3 captains on this team, and grad student, and Coach Abe said that her teammates call her the grandma captain.
First recruit that Coach Abe signed at UCF when she got the job.
I was recruiting her when she was still at Albany, and Kaba became suddenly more interested when she got a job down in Orlando. And no offense to Albany, it's the winters there are slightly different than they are in Florida.
Slightly different, yes. That is a good way to put it.
A Massachusetts kid, wanted to get out of that, and it's been a terrific fit. Broughton, that's a long 3, just tipped the front of the rim. These battles. Left it short, but tried to get the rebound. Ball goes over to the Gators. I've seen a lot of players hit the deck already in the first 3 minutes of this game. Beat the press, you get an open look as a reward. That's your card.
Yeah, that's one thing we saw Florida work on, beating this pressure in practice yesterday. But if you can get past it and you have an open look, you want to take it, because the Knights keep coming at you once you get in the court. I mean, that trapping is nonstop.
Mertens, nice.
Yeah, good drive, and then Mertens just has to turn around and be the head of the snake defensively. I like that attack right away. Get it out of the rim quickly if you're Florida.
And you mentioned that Florida wants to play at that rapid pace. Their possessions for games are very different.
Yes, they are. And we're talking about is a turnover right there, and Coach Abe talked about really taking care of the basketball. But Zippy Broughton, who has not played lead guard all year long for Florida, in the absence of Kiki Smith, when she went down, Zippy Broughton had to take ownership of being that point guard and playing that position, and she did. I mean, she had 26 points against Ole Miss in the one game that they played without Kiki Smith, but handling it 94 feet against this pressure is very, very difficult. So they're gonna have to find ways to get different players the ball to initiate offense.
Smith was hurt in their first game in the SEC tournament against Vanderbilt. And there's Kiara Smith, also known as Kiki, first team All-SEC and all-defensive from District Heights, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. And just had a history of knee injuries in the past, and what an inopportune time to get another one to end her Florida career. There's a turnover. Lewis. And the turnaround, nicely done by Brittany Smith. She was the 6th player of the year in the American Conference. Ill-conceived pass, picked off easily by Lewis. Battle, she's gonna hit that pretty much every time.
She sure is, Pam, and that quick first step, because of the way she shoots the 3, you have to close out in a hurry, and gets by with the pull-up. And her story, Pam, it's so impressive. I mean, she's a player who's come in and made an impact, but she's also taken her game to another level because of the work she committed to in the offseason.
UCF doubling up Florida midway through this first quarter. They're gonna have trouble getting the shot off. Ricards, nice. Desperation worked.
Good floater in the lane by Nina Ricards. And Nina Ricards is another one that's going to have to step up in the absence of Kiki Smith and Jordan Merritt.
She was half of Florida's 8 points so far in this game. Now comes up with the rebound. Martin dribbled right into a double team. Lost it. Battles directing traffic. Wide open look. Buried. Oh my. Kaba. Demonstrative out there on the floor too.
Yeah, and you know, those two are used to playing together in that two-man game, so they know exactly what one another are going to do, and that's that energy. You know, that's that emotion. She is the emotional leader of this team.
Lawton unable to hit anything, but a foul on the follow as we hit our first break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the historic season of the Knights of UCF. UCF winning the American regular season and conference tournaments, led the entire country in scoring defense, giving up just over 47 points per game, a new school record winning streak, and for the first time they were ranked. So what a season it has been, and here they are back celebrating their highest seed ever.
And they lead the nation in scoring D, but they also have the 8th fewest fouls in the nation, so they do it without fouling. And you know, we're used to seeing one or two players who are pesky on the defensive end of the floor and just in your grill all the time as you see their tournament history. This is 5 players on the floor that are in your grill all the time. Their activity level is high, they're relentless on the defensive end of the floor, and they just keep coming at you.
Could this be the day they get their first win in the NCAA tournament? Yeah, Alicia Lewis has picked up 2 fouls for Coach Abe and UCF. That put Weish on the line. There gets UConn on Monday. UConn with a convincing win over Mercer in our first game here in Stores.
Nice pass. Oh my goodness. What a take by Mertens. And I love the backside cutting by Tay Sanders.
UCF known for their defense, but Coach Abe, I wouldn't say she was defensive, but she's like, hey, we have offense too. She's like, she loves offense. And we've seen some niftiness, but certainly it's their lockdown defense that have gotten them this far.
Well, they average just over 60 points a ball game, and they get a lot of that because of their defense, as they already have here today.
On 3, missed everything. Let's go back to that pass.
Yeah, I mean, eyes up on the drive, baseline drive. There's only one level of rotation, and that was a good job by Sanders of finding the open area. Missed opportunity on the backside. Ricards has to drop, and we call it help the helper, but take care of your teammate in that rotation, and UCF able to take advantage.
And Merton's name might be familiar to our basketball savvy fans out there. Played a couple of years at Clemson before coming over to Florida, which is actually her 4th college out of high school. Making that highlight reel worthy assist. Falling down, and a foul will be called on Brittany Smith. Smith, the senior from right there in Orlando, heads to the bench. Kaba comes back in. Good block by Kaba. Leads the team in that department. 3rd in the history of the program. Oh, that's a foul. And count it.
Mopsney Kaba's activity level, her motor is just tremendous. A good job right there of blocking the shot, keeping it in play, and Diamond Battles understands the defender is coming behind her, knocks down the jumper with the N1. And Diamond Battles, the player of the year in the AAC, also defensive player of the year in the AAC, playing both sides of the basketball, being a leader for this team, in that vocal voice in the locker room. When they won a regular season championship, she kept talking to her team about, we're not done, we're not satisfied, we want them both, we want to double dip. Like, it is not just okay for us to be here, we want to be here and we want to get to that next step.
And they have done that, securing the automatic bid. Oh, that's another foul. You know, Destiny Thomas thought she had the block. Rivera heading to the free throw line. NCAA Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One continues next weekend, the Sweet 16, followed by the Elite Eight. Then the Final Four in Minneapolis championship game, April 3rd, a Sunday night on ESPN. All games also available on the invaluable ESPN app. Great games going on right now across the country. You can get multiple screens going, watch all your games. Tennessee only beating Buffalo by 2 at the half over on ABC. Not a surprise that it's that close.
No, it's not. In the absence of Jordan Horston for Tennessee, Lena Ricards gets 2. And a Buffalo team that's been there. And a program that's been there. Felicia Leggett-Jack has done an outstanding job.
As we approach 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kaba knocked away. And yet another collision. Gina Cross, Benny Luna, Ashley Good are officials this afternoon who've already had a very busy first quarter. Broughton called for the foul, her first. For Zippy. Shot clock did not reset. Battles. Now Florida has to hurry. Broughton, long 3. Wide left to end the first quarter. UCF with the 5-point lead. Kaba in Battles. The Stars doing what they do.
That's right, 12 points. Not satisfied with where they are.
Well, this is in the Bridgeport region. A very nice first half for UCF. How about shooting 50% and only turning the ball over once? Nice and clean.
Yes, that's impressive.
And conversely, Florida turning the ball over, leading to 9 night points. Turnaround, that's good elevation there by Brittany Smith, who was a high jump champion in high school, and I think she just proved it.
Well, Brittany Smith comes off the bench and averages double figures for this team. I mean, she is a player who they can get the ball to, and she can go to work.
And the foul on UCF will send Floor Tunders to the free throw line. She's a sophomore, Wageningen, Netherlands. Town. She's been playing for Dutch national teams. Her dad was a basketball player, her mom a gymnast. Had never been to the U.S. before she took her official visits. They also have a kid, Bertie Rimdahl, who is from Denmark.
It always amazes me when you have student athletes especially European student athletes that come over to the United States for the first time. As Brittany Smith gets another 2, they're away from home and competing at the highest level. Very rarely get to go home, and then in the essence of the COVID years, have not been able to and continue to compete at the highest level. And look at this drive and dump right here. And the seal by Brittany Smith. She keeps the defender behind her. Diamond Battles finds her. So much of that timing, the pass right on target.
Battles with a couple of really nice passes, will be aggressive trying to score. Another body hits the floor of Gamble Pavilion. Mertens. De Oliveira picks up her second, and Brazilian, speaking of being far from home, did go to high school in Utah.
Last season had visa issues that kept her from joining the team. For most of the year, Brittany Smith gets another 2.
That was a good option on those inbounds plays with her ability to get off the floor.
Yes.
Now, there were a few incidences around the country where there were visa, especially Brazil, it seemed, trying to get people in during the COVID quarantines.
Florida missed Faith Duke right there on that post up. And that's one of the things when you are missing your primary ball handler and facilitator, as they are in Kiki Smith, your timing of when to make a pass isn't quite there.
Yeah, they take that one component away and it changes everything. She said Tar Vanderveer earlier in the season when she was talking about losing her point guard from last year. She said it's like you're rowing a boat with 5 people and you take that one person out of the boat. And when that person is Kiki Smith, you're going to have somebody else stroking. You're going to have somebody else rowing the boat, but it's never the same.
It's not the same. Kiana Williams, that outstanding point guard for Stanford that graduated, and they've done it by committee, and Anna Wilson has stepped up for them, certainly. But Kiki Smith, you mentioned for Florida, she had the ball in her hand, Pam, 85% of the time, the primary playmaker and go-to player for Florida. And it changes things. It changes your timing, it changes your rhythm and spacing, it changes what you execute. Not nearly as many middle pick and rolls that we have typically seen from Florida all season long. Have to play a lot more without the basketball in their hands, player movement, as opposed to 2-man game.
Yeah, that was a nice drive, but unable to finish. Broughton gets the board, taking it right to the basket. And also Florida is missing Jordan Merritt this afternoon, sophomore who hit her head in the quarterfinal of the SEC against Ole Miss, day to day, and was not even at the gym yesterday, not going to play today. So, boy, you're down 2, Kiki and Jordan Merritt.
And between the 2 of them, it's about 25 points a ball game that you're missing. Jordan Merritt stretches the defense, able to play that stretch 4 position.
Duke all coming back over to the Knights. Florida has yet to score in this quarter. Kelly Ray Finley's team down 24-13, timeout and scores. 12, which is a good league, to say the least.
Yes.
Then they win the tournament, the Pac-12 tournament, and doing it without a true point guard and one of the #1 seeds. Beat Montana State, shut them out in the first quarter yesterday. Kansas with a tough win against Nell Fortner's squad. So Stanford and Kansas will play tomorrow night. Oh, that's sweet. This UCF defense is good as advertised. Florida has not scored. In fact, the only person who has scored in this quarter is Brittany Smith.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Everybody else for both teams 0 for 6. Watch this defensive play by Diamond Battle. She turns it over, gets back in the play with a terrific block in transition. That's the Defensive Player of the Year in the American right there.
As well as the Conference Player of the Year, made the All-Tournament team in the American, averaging career highs in points, threes, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage. What a year for Battles, and showed us she certainly can play defense.
And Pam, it's no secret. The secret sauce is getting the gym and work, and she did that all off season, didn't go home, stayed on campus, went to work with Tony Valerio, this associate head coach for Central Florida, and the results have shown.
Yeah, it's interesting talking to Coach Abe. The dorms down at UCF stay open all year round, so the players like Diamond, who's from Winter Haven, can come in and work, and she did exactly that. Said she was almost embarrassed by her shot. As a kid who didn't have a three-point shot at all a couple of years ago. And as you mentioned, it's not magic. No, it's hard work.
It is. It's work, and they had a set time every day that they were in the gym working on her game, and it takes investment. I mean, it's just like anything. You invest, and you'll see the results.
Right now, UCF pitching the shutout against Florida for the first 4 minutes of this quarter. Lewis playing with 2 fouls with the miss. Rebound bounces out of bounds and comes back to the Gators. First time these two teams have played since 2015. Florida has never lost. They never lost, 26-0, but here's his trap. They also haven't played against a defense like this.
No. And you can't simulate this in practice. You just can't. I mean, this is what UCF does. And Katie Abrahamson Henderson talked to us about this. Like, we don't have to do different scouting reports for opponents because we do what we do. Right? This is what we do. We're going to run this 1-2-2. We're going to come back. We're going to play this zone defense, and we're going to do it at a high level. They practice this every day. And it is very difficult for teams to simulate.
The best scoring defense in the country. Last 10 games, teams are only averaging 41 points per game against them. 41 points per game given in the last 10. Wow.
And that's what, this is the time of year when you want to step it up. And again, you go to the energy level and motor of Masani Kaba, setting the tone every day. Had a tough loss against Cincinnati, and Coach Abe had a conversation with Masani Kaba and Diamond Battles and Tay Sanders, and they took ownership of, hey, we have to set the tone every day. We've got to nip stuff in the bud while it's happening. If we know we've got an opportunity to do some special things, and they have been tremendous leaders for this program.
Zippy Broughton finally gets Florida some points in this quarter, and that Cincinnati loss was their only loss in the American. Their only loss in the American all year because they won the conference tournament. Brittany Smith having herself a third quarter.
Well, you mentioned her ability to elevate over defenders. She also has that soft touch.
Stood up Duke and got a rebound. Battles.
That drag in transition is so difficult to defend. Both post players for Florida went back head under the rim. There was nobody up there to help on that drag screen by Brittany Smith, and Diamond Battles was able to knock it down.
Battles all up in record stuff. Lindahl, that's the Danish player we told you about, lost the ball, everybody scrambling.
Now watch Brittany Smith. She gets good position, is able to show her numbers, is able to elevate over defender, and the soft touch.
UCF up 13, timeout in Stores. The 2 in this quarter. The winner gets Connecticut on Monday night in Stores. The winner of that game Monday heads on to the regional in Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is west of here. Ball fake, Mertens then got it wide open, Battles unable to hit it. Duke trailing the play, finally gets into the lane.
Had it right there. Got to be able to deliver that. Missed opportunity, and again, you're talking about a team in Florida who's without their leading scorer in Kiki Smith, without another top scorer, double-digit scorer in Jordan Merritt. Margin for error is pretty slim.
Nice rebound, and Brittany Smith able to put it home, but
you're right, the hustle play.
Sanders with the hustle, goodness.
The hustle play. We've talked about the leadership of Masani Kaba as Birdie Rimdahl gets a three right there. Masani Kaba in diamond battles, but Coach Abe says, you know what, Tay Sanders leads by example with her work every day, and that hustle play was an example of that.
Rimdahl hitting on the other end for Florida to get them to within a dozen as we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half. Shot clock at 5 for Battles. Directing traffic, wants the Smith screen. Steps back, just got it off. Zippy, Broughton. Rimdahl, nope. Contact, and the foul on Brittany Smith. Christina Moore, who's from Australia, from Sydney, Australia, heading to the line. Also throws the discus on the Florida track and field team. You ever try to?
I have not.
Track or field?
No.
Coming up on the Degree Halftime Report, we will take a look at some games going on right now. Michigan handling American, and Kentucky and Princeton. Going to be an interesting one. Some great games going on here on day 2 with Elle, Rebecca, and Nikki.
Track and field sounded like too much motion, too much running with just no basket, bucket, anything to put the ball in.
You need a reward at the end of the running.
Yes.
Okay.
A reward that has nothing to do with that time.
Yeah. And being horribly out of breath. That's good work. Boy, you're right about Masani Kaba. Just a non-stop motor.
Yes.
But a concern now that, gosh, another Florida injury. Team decimated by losing Kiki Smith, their leading scorer, rebounder, assist maker, etc., etc. And that is Faith Dute, the 6'4" junior out of Vancouver. And Coach Kelly Ray Finley making her way over. Coach Finley, one of 10 semifinalists for Naismith National Coach of the Year, doing a tremendous job with this ball club that won only 12 games last year, just 2 in the SEC.
We'll see the replay right here. Faith Duke goes up to try to contest the shot and just comes down and rolls that ankle.
For the Gators,
So Duke goes out. And there's Kiki Smith. Just able to watch now. And Talia White, the true freshman from Fort Lauderdale, comes in. Leah and her twin sister Tatiana, both members of this team, and they're going to take Duke right back to the dressing room with just over a minute left to go in the quarter. And in the half. Moore dribbled right in to Destiny Thomas.
Really good one-on-one defense by Destiny Thomas, and does a great job of tying it up. You know, Florida is going to have to get more from Zippy Broughton and Nina Ricards. They're going to have to get more opportunities for Birdie Vindal to get shots. And again, that's the playmaking that you miss without Kiki Smith on the floor.
Now, Florida is only shooting 24% from the floor. 7 of 29. They've missed 7 of their 8 threes. And already a team we knew would be offensively challenged without Smith and Merritt. And you're playing the best defensive team in the country.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, being able to get in some sort of offensive flow and rhythm, this defense keeps you from doing that. They speed you up. They recover quickly. They take chances, and if they don't get the passes out of the traps, or if they don't get deflections out of the traps, they recover so quickly.
Moore to the line after Thomas picks up her 3rd foul for the Knights. 1 out of 2. Inside, Kaba left it short and then just absolutely whipped it away. Shot clock off now. Battles, attacks, and gets fouled.
What a read by Diamond Battles. She saw Birdie Rimdahl coming over to try to pass off of that on-ball screen and just rejected it and went to the rim.
Second on Broughton. During that brief respite, Austin Kaba was called over to talk to one of the assistants on the bench, and she sprinted like she was on the track team. I mean, she just never slows down. That's going to help Florida as they head into the half. Ricards hits it, but Smith and Battles doing it for UCF.
Brittany Smith, what a great job of coming in and making an impact in Battles. 23 between the two of them.
So with our first whistle, a fast start to this second half. Florida shot only 27% in the first half. UCF coming in as the best defensive team in the country as far as scoring defense, second in the nation in field goal percentage defense. And the first time these two programs have ever met in the postseason. Cards, Kaba, Broughton all scoring in that opening minute. Winner gets UConn on Monday. First time these two programs have ever met in the postseason. And so much on the line in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Moore missing from the outside. Battles had a terrific first half. Player of the year, defensive player of the year in the American. Here she is. Decided not to pull it. Kaba, her running mate. And Brittany Smith picks up her third foul. She had a huge second quarter.
She sure did. She was an immediate impact when she came off the bench for this team. And you know, Pam, Florida's a team that we've mentioned without Kiki Smith, without Jordan Merritt, so that's about 25 points a game. But even before that, they were on a little bit of an offensive slide and an offensive struggle the last 5 games of the season. And this is a team that is in need of multiple players, as Zippy Broughton knocks down one right there, of multiple players contributing day in and day out to be successful. And now you see Faith Duke coming out on crutches. Looks as if she will not return.
And you mentioned that Zippy Broughton needed to get going.
That's a good way to do it right there. Cross court 3. Good job at Albany as she did at Missouri State before that. And you think about opportunities to surprise people, quote unquote, surprise people in upsets, and certainly did that at that moment. But they're not the underdog in this matchup, at least in terms of seeding, but that's their mentality all the time. Both of these programs enjoy and revel in that underdog mentality.
Katie Abrahamson Henderson, the coach of the year in the American this year, was the 3-time America East coach of the year when she was with Albany. Took them to 5 straight NCAA tournaments, including that win over Florida the last time the Gators made it into the big dance. Florida coming out with some fire here in the third quarter. Trying to get into this, back into this ball game. That'll help.
Manu de Oliveira for 3. Florida now 4 of 7 in this third quarter. They were only 3 of 15 in the first half, Pam.
So already more made field goals in the first 3.5 minutes of this quarter than in the second quarter. Wide right. Broughton leading the show. Pull it up. And Battle's able to get the rebound. Florida playing without leading scorer, rebounder, and assist maker Kiki Smith. Jordan Merritt also unavailable. Kiki injuring her knee during the SEC tournament. Trying to gut this one out. Kaba gets inside with 2 more. And this is a lot. Bad news too, Faith Duke, who turned her ankle in the first half, is not going to be able to return. Broughton flips it behind her head.
Great look for Tonders. Able to get 2 as you see Faith Duke loving it. And you saw Lavender Briggs, who transferred in the middle of the season to Maryland. At that point, she was their leading scorer. And Kiki Smith took over, believed in this team and in this program.
Yeah, that's just resiliency, but now they're down another player in this game, and Duke Not a big offensive threat, but certainly part of the defense and rebounding. Moore barrels in for the charge.
We said Zippy Broughton really needed to step up for Florida, and she has done that in this third quarter. Watch the no-look, finding Fleur Tonders. Florida's making a little run right here.
5 of 10, and just one turnover. Tossed it away 10 times in the first half. And Diamond Battles and UCF had an 11-point lead at the break, and now we got ourselves a ball game thanks to this surge by the Gators. You ever give a really good halftime speech that was stuck in your mind that maybe you could repeat? Not necessarily now, but maybe to me, you know.
There's not really, you know, once you say what you have to say, it's kind of gone. I don't really remember many of the halftime speeches.
And it's interesting when you see teams like Florida coming out this way in the second half, and Coach Finley talked about how their goal was to make the NCAA tournament. They feel like they're playing with house money right now. And here they come. What a story they are. Playing with so many players out now. Good pass inside. But Tonders couldn't connect in the paint.
This is a team in Florida that was picked to finish 12th in the SEC.
Wow.
And Kelly Ray Finley, SEC Coach of the Year. They had a tremendous run in conference play, struggled the last 5 games.
And they lost 4 of their last 5 heading in after one stretch in which they won 9 out of 10 in the SEC. Oh, holy smokes. Father's a good ball player. Father setting the screen. Lewis had a nice clear path, but couldn't deliver. Now Broughton goes behind her back. Wow, Florida coming back with style. Ricards buries it.
Pace. This is exactly the pace that Florida wants the basketball game to be. Kelly Ray Finley talked to us. We average about 77 possessions a game. Central Florida wants it at about mid-50s. They're able to create pace because their defensive energy and intensity has been better.
Outscoring the Knights by 7 so far in this quarter. Mertens with a much-needed bucket. Ricards, high degree of difficulty trying to go under, but drew the foul.
Well, Zippy Broughton has been excellent in this second half, pushing in transition, finding Nina Ricards, who knocks down the baseline jumper.
Broughton now 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Many of those assists, very flashy kind. Ricards a very good free throw shooter. Queens, New York, where she went to a little high school known as Christ the King.
That has produced multiple All-Americans.
Shanika Holtzclaw, Sue Bird,
Tina Charles.
Sue's playing again this year.
She certainly is.
Sue getting in on those Capital One commercials too. Atta girl.
Yes, she is.
Another bucket. Not the back ones for Mertens. Gets the lead back up to 6.
And this is a Florida team that is they're used to playing from behind. I mean, they've had games where they have struggled with slow starts. On the road at Georgia, started the game 0 for 12, didn't have a lead until just over a minute left. Their first round matchup against Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament didn't have a lead until 8 seconds remaining in the ball game. So they're in a comfort zone when they're playing from behind.
And that Vandy game is the one in which they lost their leading scorer, Smith, to a knee injury. Brittany Smith has made a difference this afternoon.
I keep giving Brittany Smith the ball. I mean, she has been effective and efficient inside.
Timeout taken by Florida after the Broughton charge.
We're right here, interior passing. Great job of getting position by Brittany Smith inside.
3 fouls now on Zippy Broughton, who has helped fueled this comeback. UCF at one point led by as many as 15. And Zippy has scored or assisted on all 6 Florida field goals this quarter. But just picked up her 3rd foul. So a lot at stake in the NCAA tournament. The Knights have never won in the history of their program in the NCAA, and they're also 0-26 against Florida.
Well, I like the experience of this UCF team. I like the intensity level that their leadership plays with. You saw Brittany Smith getting a score inside, and then Diamond Battles coming and making a tremendous defensive play, taking that charge. And you could see the energy and the intensity on her face. I mean, she is that leader of this team. Her and Masani Kaba, the vocal leaders. Tay Sanders, the leader by example. They have answers.
So Broughton staying out there, number 4 in blue, even with the 3 personals for Florida. She's been so key in this comeback in the 3rd quarter. Smith that time with the screen, Battles bottled up. Battles got to go. And then a foul on the rebound against Florida.
Just get it up there, right? Get it up there, give it a chance. You force a little bit of rotation, and Masani Kaba able to crash the offensive glass. There are so many times that Diamond Battles has the ball in her hands at the end of shot clock. She's hit logo threes, she's hit step back threes, she's gotten to the rim, created foul opportunities. So they feel very comfortable with her making plays.
Foul on White, her first, and then a foul before they even inbound the basketball. De Oliveira, that is her 3rd. And it takes Brittany Smith to the free throw line. She was the 6th player of the year in the American Conference this year. Scoring just over 10 points per game off the bench.
Here we go.
Knocks them both home. Had been a 4-point advantage, and now it's back up to 10. Over the last minute and a half, a 6-0 run for the Knights. Wide open, good luck, but left short by Rimdahl.
Nice pass.
Oh, drew the defense and found a wide open Smith.
She's so quick getting downhill. And again, we've seen multiple times where Florida has one rotation, but not the second. And UCF makes them pay.
Shot clock is off. And then a whistle. Battles called for the foul, just her first.
This game's been pretty physical for that to be called right there.
Yeah. Just the 3rd team foul, so not shooting. The Knights Lewis gets one steal at the end, but UCF finishes with a flourish.
Diamond Battles is so quick getting downhill. You see one rotation, but not a secondary rotation. This is just a terrific pass. Great finish inside by Brittany Smith. The season after starting really slow, but we've seen some madness in March in women's hoops right here. South Dakota defeating Ole Miss, Creighton, Colorado, Florida Gulf Coast, but look, Villanova. Some of these teams you're used to seeing in this tournament. Gulf Coast is much better than a 12 seed. Of course, Villanova beat UConn at home. Creighton is always a really good team. That matchup against Iowa is going to be a lot of fun to watch. There's going to be so many threes shot in that ball game.
South Dakota, Hannah Shervin and company, able to take out one of the 9 SEC teams that made the tournament. You're looking at one of them right now, Florida. And UCF, Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you from historic Gampel Pavilion on the campus of the University of Connecticut at spring break, so it's a little quiet here. UCF has never won an NCAA tournament game. Nope, not going to get one off.
When you see the adjustment Florida made, Brittany Smith got the ball that time. There was a post-to-post double team. They were not going to allow her to get an easy look.
And that was the first turnover this half for the Knights.
Wow.
One of the reasons for their success, they're 20th in the nation in forcing turnovers. Don't cough it up too much. And again, the best scoring defense in the country. We did a lot of Georgia Tech games this year. Nell Fortner's team was near the top for much of the season, but at UCF it was that constant, that relentless defense played by the Knights year in and year out since Coach Abe came to campus. Zip back.
Yeah. Big three right there by Zippy Broughton. You know, she's a player who really has taken her game to another level since Kiki Smith's injury. Kelly Rae Finley's had a great week of practice. Since she's been thrown into point guard college and has had to do it trial by fire. This is a deep three right here by Zippy Broughton. She's way beyond the three-point line. But she's been the catalyst this second half for Florida on the offensive end of the floor. She's gotten them at the pace that they want to play. She's distributed the basketball.
Brittany Smith back at the free throw line. There's 1 out of 2 on that trip. Zippy Broughton started her collegiate career at Rutgers, played there for 3 years, and Coach Finley talked about how she kind of is having to relearn the point guard role in her system. And unfortunately having to be thrown into the fire with Kiki Smith's injury. And there is Kiara Smith. First team all SEC, 6 20-point games this year. Prince George's County kid outside of Washington, D.C. and Maryland. A lot of good basketball players out of there. NCAA Men's Basketball Championship second round continues today and tonight on CBS, TBS, TNT, True TV. For more information on tournament game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. How about North Carolina beating Baylor on the men's side?
Losing a lead, 25-point lead they lost, and then they had to finish it in overtime.
So the defending champions on the men's side, bye-bye. Right, Warren checking in, a freshman from Lake Charles, Louisiana, that Coach Finley says will be really good. Louisiana's High School Player of the Year last year, well-deserved rest for Brittany Smith. It's Warren who just checked in. Shot clock at 5. Florida got to get one off. Ricards at the rim, but Thomas was able to get the miss. Running the floor, battles, beautiful.
And what a pass by Mertens. Eyes up, saw Battles running in transition.
Floater, Ricards just a little bit too strong. Now Battles trying to return the favor to Mertens, but the block by Zippy. With 26 against Ole Miss in the quarterfinals of the SEC. Contact away from the ball. Looks like they're going to get Kaba.
Coach Abe telling her team to push the ball in transition. This is exactly how you do it. Mertens head up, pass delivered on the money to a streaking Diamond Battles.
Battles leading everybody with 16 points. Kaba picked up her 3rd foul. And Ricards responded. Tying her season high now with 17 points, Ricards. Timeout taken by Kelly Ray Finley and the Florida Gators. Down 9 to get their first ever victory in the NCAA tournament. And a date with UConn on Monday. Right off the bat out of the timeout. Gosh, call a timeout and then throw it away.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's one of the frustrations of a coach. When you call timeout, you want something specific out of that break, and it turns into a turnover.
Florida has been down by as many as 15, fought back to within 4 in the 3rd quarter before UCF went on another run. Foul before the shot. Flora Tunders picks up her first. Oh goodness, we've had quite a few collisions in this game. Another foul call. So yeah, UCF has never won an NCAA tournament game, but somebody over on their bench won quite a few.
That is true. Lakeisha Sales won quite a few NCAA tournament games, championships, a great pro.
6th year on the staff at UCF. Has her number among many honored up in the walls here. This good look at Cool Quiche, as she was known.
Yes. And that look right there was exactly the look she played with.
You remember that.
Mm-hmm, sure do.
There she is, number 42. And some terrific teams in the mid to late 90s. And it was neat seeing her come in. UCF came in as they were exchanging with Connecticut. Another bucket for Smith, a new season high for her. And just the hugs.
Yeah.
You know, Gino, who can be kind of gruff but lovable. Gino or Emma, very happy to see her. As she comes back into a very familiar building.
Yes, Chris Daly, Jamel Elliott. Everyone happy to see Quiche back at home.
Kaba fouled on the rebound with just over 5 minutes left to go. And it's looking more and more like Keisha will get to be on the bench against her former team. And, you know, this was a team that up until a couple of years ago faced UConn every year in the American Conference. So she's been back here a ton, but an opportunity knocking on the door to be on the bench when UCF wins its first tournament game.
And it won't be the same as, you know, a lot of opponents who come here in the NCAA tournament who are facing Connecticut for the first time. There's sort of a mental hurdle to get over. UCF's already over that. They've become accustomed to that in conference play. Now, this is a UCF team that knows who they are. They know what their strengths are. They're an experienced group. They don't get rattled, and they relish the opportunity.
They love challenges, and certainly playing Connecticut, who today started Paige Beckers for the first time. Did not start the 3 games of the Big East tournament, so the first time since the end of the regular season. And Rimdahl went up towards the 3-point line. Kaba's going to get to shoot. Connecticut has won 126 wins, 126 games, pardon me, in the NCAA tournament, including their 11 national championships. UCF looking for numero uno. Mercer lost to UConn earlier. But Paige Beckers looked like she was moving really well today.
Yeah, she did. You see the 12 tournament wins for Florida. They had some pretty good players back in the day that got some NCAA tournament wins. When you think about Delisha Milton-Jones, going to be in the Hall of Fame. Muriel Page, who's an assistant coach for Nell Fortner at Georgia Tech now.
Carol Ross, the head coach, had coached those individuals, the really good teams down there in Gainesville. Moore, she was going in there no matter what and had the ball taken away. Kaba, I like her.
Yeah, I like her motor. I mean, she just continues to play with a high energy level, high activity level, runs the floor, active on the glass.
He's got a dozen. Also had a good American Conference tournament. UCF had the double this year. Another turnover.
Well, Katie Abrahamson-Henderson talked to us about Kaba's ability to rim run. She says she gets down the floor in a hurry, and you see it right there. Beats everybody else down there for the easy 2.
And another nice pass from Battles, too, to get it right where she needed it. Her first signee at UCF. Had her eye on her when Coach Abe was back at Albany and was able to corral her, and she's had a brilliant career with the Knights. There she is again, just rimmed out. Rimdahl for 3.
Freddie Rimdahl's been really quiet today. An SEC all-freshman team member, somebody that really depended on Kiki Smith to find her shot opportunities.
But this time moving to her left, and a charge call. She was trying to get the ball over to Smith.
Yeah, right idea, but you know, that's one of those things that oftentimes you're drilling in practice. When you're driving so hard to the rim, you have to be able to slide to the side. That's the perfect opportunity to do exactly what Rimdahl did. Step yourself into a charge position and take one for the team.
It is the 4th foul on Kaba, who heads to the bench. But her team up by a dozen, under 3 to go. For Broughton.
Yeah, that's smooth right there. That crossover pull up.
Really picking up the slack. Not having Smith or Merritt, double-digit scorers, both out with injuries. Vera slow getting up after she fouled out. A senior from Brazil. Fouling out with 5 points and 3 rebounds. Right around her season average. And an opportunity for Coach Finley. And again, I don't think we can overstate the job that Kelly Ray Finley did at Florida, coming in a program that was, quite frankly, in disarray.
Yeah, certainly. And came in as the interim head coach and brought on Julie Plank, who's a veteran, coach and assistant coach, was a WNBA head coach, was a longtime assistant at Stanford, to help from an X's and O's standpoint and from an experience standpoint, to be quite honest. And Kelly Ray Finley has just done such a good job of managing the emotions of this team and of this program and riding the ship.
There's Julie Plank, who you just mentioned, terrific veteran coach. Underneath, Tonders couldn't get it. And we asked Coach Finley what she wanted to do when she took over as head coach. She said it was all about belief, rebuilding a mindset. And she said, use adjusting and make that a skill. And you could just see, we saw that interaction over on the sideline, the positivity, and not the fake, cheesy, I'm on TV smile, like a real sincere, just the whole positive vibe turning things around in that program that desperately needed it.
Yeah, it is. She uses that language a lot in a lot of her press conferences, is adversity and handling adversity as a skill. And it is something that you learn. And there's no question about it. This team has been through a lot of adversity, and you can see what they've done. One of 10 Division I teams with 5 wins against top 25. And we're not just talking about wins. I mean, we're talking about the first time that they beat the largest victory against a top 10 team in school history, with a 25-point win against Tennessee, who was number 7 at the time, right? 25-point win against number 23 Kentucky at the time, largest over a top 25. A 19-point comeback against Texas A&M. You have to have some sort of belief to be able to do that to teams in the SEC.
Florida is going to come up short, barring a miraculous comeback in this game, as the whistles keep on coming. UCF could make double history. It would be the first time they would ever beat Florida. But more importantly, they'd get their first NCAA tournament win ever, 6th year for Katie Abrahamson Henderson. Opportunity to play UConn here on Monday. Over the back, I believe, on Tonders. Yep. That is her 4th. Brittany Smith, looking forward to seeing her play again on Monday. Challenges against the Huskies. Two teams that know each other well from the American Conference, and margin of victory pops out at you. They're 0-13 all time, but they're gonna knock a couple of O's off in this one. They were 0-for against Florida, 0-for against the field in the NCAA, and now they got to try the Huskies.
You see them met twice in 2020, which was the last time that they met before UConn went back to the Big East, and those margins slim down. Right. So oftentimes it's getting over that mental hurdle, and this is a UCF team that is on a mission, quite frankly. And I asked Coach Abe about this team being very businesslike, and she said, yes, that's how they've been all season long, and it comes from our leadership of Diamond Battles and Masani Kaba. They turn the page quickly, and they get ready to go again.
And they will have to do that at 48 hours from now. I just mentioned Sanders, who is also one of the captains. 3rd team all-conference this year, now at the line. And we've seen Cabo, who's very animated. Battles, who has a ton of energy as well. Sanders doing it more by example, the leadership.
Yeah, she's a little bit more on the understated side from a leadership standpoint, and you need all three. quite honestly. You need all three.
Kind of balance everything out. You have different styles of voices in your head.
Different styles of voices. You know, you have the hype person, the energy person, the vocal player, the one that you know, hey, at the end of a ball game or end of quarter, I'm giving the ball to, and I'm going to make a play for myself or for somebody else, and the one that's just kind of even keel, that leads by example every single day and does whatever it takes throughout the course of a season.
Christina Moore. Two points for the Aussie. And now full court pressure after the make. Good effort there by Zippy Broughton. And the fans here applaud her effort as she went over the table.
Good defensive play right here by Zippy Broughton, not able to save it. Does the table walk.
Avoided photographers on the floor and writers on the desk. Well done. Boy, she's had a really good second half. And certainly something to build on for the Gators as they look towards the future. Some key pieces to replace in the offseason, including Smith. Wow, good stuff.
Speaking of Smith, Brittany Smith has been terrific here this afternoon.
24 points now, one off her career high set at Cincinnati last season. 10 of 14 from the floor. We're approaching a minute to go. Coach Oriam has said UCF plays their butts off on defense, and they're going to see 40 minutes of that on Monday.
Yeah, they sure are. He really commended their defensive effort and energy. Usually time the battles, given the Nikisha Sales stank face right there.
She's got 18. Warren, the promising freshman, checking in. Zippy goes out. Does have another year remaining. She chooses to take it. The COVID year still in effect. And a timeout taken, and we had a game earlier today, and we're going to see more of Paige Beckers back in the starting lineup for UConn today.
Yeah, she was really good today. I thought aggressive to the rim, more aggressive than I've seen her since her return from injury. Getting back into the flow, confident, 12 points to go along with 5 assists, active on the defensive end of the floor as well. And we're really starting to see her return to form. I'm not sure that she'll be 100% throughout the rest of this season, but certainly much more confident every ball game that she plays.
A lot of banners, but not one since 2016. UConn fixing to play UCF on Monday. The time and network to be determined. All games on the ESPN app. That is one constant. Easy Fudd knocking down threes like they were layups earlier today.
Yeah, she sure does. She does make it look so easy.
And Battles and the rest of her senior-laden team. There's Kiki Smith over on the right again. Hurt in the SEC tournament with another knee injury. But still, what a season for the Gators. Picked towards the bottom of the SEC. Some of the fans want a little arm extension on Battles. Not called, and Brittany Smith has herself a new career high. 26 points for the senior, the hometown kid from Orlando.
Well, you mentioned it, 6th player of the year in the American. Averages double figures off the bench, and wow, she's been terrific today.
And the crowd at Gamble starts the chants of UCF. They have won an NCAA game for the first time in their history. The Knights moving on to take the Huskies on Monday night.
Well, what an effort by UCF. You knew they were going to bring it on the defensive end of the floor. Coach Abe yesterday in practice talked so much about offensively, we have to be aggressive. We have to be willing to take our shots. Be confident in your ability, and they were really good offensively here today.
Yeah, from start to finish, so they take it 69-52. Brittany Smith, that nuclear high, 26 points. And Diamond Battles, 18 points, 7 assists. Cabo with 14 points. UConn UCF coming your way on Monday. Indiana awaits the winner of Kentucky Princeton. They're in a nip and tuck fight right now. So UCF wins it by the final of 69-52, beating Florida for the first time in their history. He had been 0-26. For Stephanie White, I'm Pam Ward. Coming up next, X Games Aspen 2022. NCAA women's coverage continues on ESPN2.